Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. To help keep this podcast free, we're partnering with Stokes Seeds. Pre-plan your indoor seed starting program with the help of Stokes' 2017 Gardening Guide and their online articles. Whether you're adding texture through foliage, choosing a new variety for a splash of color, developing an existing garden, or starting from scratch, Stokes Seeds has some great catalog and online resources to help you through the process. Enjoy gardening tips and gardening trend forecasting from their garden writers and favorite chef. More than just a listing of vegetable and flower seeds, the Stokes Seeds website is a complete resource center with valuable information on seed starting, planting, harvesting, plus all the gardening accessories you need to make your garden the envy of the neighborhood. Get growing with Stokes. We'll have more to come from Stokes Seeds in the next few weeks. For now, today's gardening question. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning. How are you two?
We are wonderful.
Great. Well, here's what happened. Yesterday I was in a discount store, and they had rose plants for $2 each. And I couldn't resist. I brought home 2 of them. I know I can't plant them now. I don't have a garage. I put them in the basement in a bucket for right now, but I'm trying to decide, what is the window well better? What should I do with them, and when can I plant them?
Okay, you do have a quandary there, and the window well is a darn good idea, because you could, to a degree at least, manage the temperature in there, or down in there as it goes. Now, let me ask you, are these plants in foliage?
Yes, there's a tiny bit of foliage on them. They're wrapped in bags, and there's a couple baby green leaves on each one.
Okay. They are, of course, then activated physiologically, etc. I think to be in the bucket, we'll soak them up, but I wouldn't leave them in there very long, because you don't want to drown the few roots that are in there that are helping push this whole top. So go to either one large container, or if you have some old pots that are possibly well drained and so on. If you don't have some potting soil, get some and plant them directly in that, and then I would put some, shredded bark mulch down in the bottom just to set them on a half an inch at the most. Then put the mulch in very, very loosely, or you could even use leaves. And again, I would go for oak leaves as much as possible, because in my compost pile, some of the oak leaves are still pretty well defined. Some are breaking down, of course, and so on. So anyhow, you will need to modify the temperature. The window well, I guess I would ask you approximately how deep?
Oh, about 2 feet, maybe 2.5.
Okay. Then I would think in terms of putting the pots down there. You could use straw instead of mulch, because you want to keep them from freezing and thawing fast. And right now, ground temperature down at 2 feet will be 50, 40 degrees. That'll help control the root growth, because you don't want to push too much top. So plant them up as if you were going to keep them in the pots for a long time, which will get them off to a good start. Individually, I would recommend, so that you can, by mid-May, when they, it would be earlier than that on a rose, that you can bring them out. They will already probably be sending up some shoots through the straw. What direction do these window wells face?
Hold on a second.
You're not alone.
South.
Okay.
South. Well, I have a south and a north one, but it'd be the south one.
Okay. There you'll have a little bit more trouble controlling the temperature. So you might even put some stakes, whatever, up around the window well, and throw either some muslin or some burlap or whatever over the tops of those sticks, so that it doesn't get too warm in there. Then all of a sudden the sun disappears and they freeze. That's going to be one of the things. For $2 a piece, you can't do anything but have fun. I would hope you win. And if they're just barely starting to break leaf, you still should be able to manage them, because getting them outdoors almost as quick as you can, hopefully yet this weekend, in the window wells, And even if you don't get the mulch and stuff around them initially, they'll be outside. Temperatures will start to hold them from major growth, and then you flip the burlap on and off. You could, well, let's just say put it on and leave it alone too. But I would say have fun. You might get your heart broken, but for $4 you'll sure learn a big lesson on how to manage a plant in its temperature range.
Right, thank you.
You're welcome, Nancy, and good luck.
She had no idea what she was getting into when she
no, not at all.
However, roses, but that's kind of a fun thing to do.
It is a fun thing to do, and it is quite workable. Long as you pay some attention, don't put them in the window well and forget to water them later and so on. One of the people that I know that has been, I don't know about a bonsai aficionado, but he's pretty darn good at it. And he stores several of his bonsais down in window wells where they have to have outdoor temperatures. They're regular Taxus or boxwood or whatever. So they have to go through a cold period, and he will put a little straw on top of them, sometimes not at all. He has several bricks on hand. He throws burlap over the top of the window well and just kind of uses the bricks only to hold the edges of the burlap down so that it controls the light. Right now, my bonsais are literally buried in a pile of leaves. I will have to be careful in another month because they're going to try to grow as the temperature comes up and stays up. Right now, they're modified at, I don't even know what, but they would be frozen upon occasion, but they wouldn't be frozen very hard because they're in their pots. The pots are sitting on the ground, and I just gently throw some oak leaves over the top to point I can't see them. Every several weeks I check, and I have a little pile of oak leaves. If the pile has settled from the weight of snow or rain or whatever, I throw a little bit more on, and you can do the same thing then in a confined space like a window well. So I hope Nancy has fun. The only thing, and I'm going back now to a reverse in the story, but a fellow was getting ready to do that, and he loved his cigars. And as he stuck his head down in the window well with a stogie in his mouth, he smelled gas.
Uh-oh.
He said, I didn't know I could run so fast.
Yeah, I'll bet. Hey, thanks again for listening to the podcast. Remember, you can pre-plan your indoor seed starting program with the help of Stokes Gardening Guide and their online articles. For the best selection of vegetable, flower, and herb seeds available, go to stokeseeds.com. Cultivating successful growers for generations.
Circle270media.com